Morning.
Good morning, both. Do you notice just how mild it was out there this morning as you came in?
Yes, a bit windy though.
It was windy, but it's pretty warm wind, like a hairdryer out there this morning. Potentially warmest November morning on record for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Won't know till about mid-morning, though, before we have that confirmed. But yeah, very, very mild out there this morning. And as Naga said, it is pretty windy as well, particularly to the north and the west of the UK. Both will continue throughout. But just take a look at some of these temperatures. Bear in mind, afternoon temperatures should be around 10 to 12 degrees. This is how we start the day. At the moment, on the north coast of Scotland, it is 16 degrees, 61 Fahrenheit. But for the weekend, it's good to stay on the mild side, particularly for England and Wales. Less windy and also a lot more sunshine. More details on that coming up throughout the morning. Back to you both.
Those temperatures are remarkable, aren't they?
Incredible for this stage in November.
Yeah, and so mid-morning we'll find out if their record's been broken.
Indeed, yes.
Okay.
But certainly at the moment, there is no fear of cold air for this weekend. It will change through this week, but out there today, incredibly mild, ridiculously so, in fact, for this stage in November. Temperatures for some parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, could be record-breaking to start a November morning. But whilst it is dry for many, there's a blustery wind, and for some, it is rather wet.
Lovely picture. Very, very mild.
Very mild indeed. This is just outside Edinburgh, 16 degrees at the moment.
Now, right now?
Right now, yes. Remember, it's a November morning. You may need to pinch yourself this morning. Very good morning as you head out the door because it is incredibly mild for November morning. Just take a look at some of the temperatures top to tail across the country. Warmest at the moment across parts of northeast Scotland. We've got temperatures around 17 degrees in Aberdeenshire, but they're all considerably above where we should be. Should be in lower single figures at this stage in the year.
On this Friday morning, this unusually mild Friday morning.
An incredibly mild Friday morning for November. In fact, across Scotland and Northern Ireland could potentially just be on the back of their warmest November night on record. That's how warm it's been. But even to the south coast, as you can see beside me, in Eastbourne, very good morning too. We've seen temperatures around 15 degrees through this morning so far. Temperatures at the moment in parts of northeast Scotland and parts of Northern Ireland around 16 or 17 Celsius. Hard to believe it is a November morning. It will change next week though, and it's this which will bring about a change. This is the remnants of Hurricane Nicole across Florida at the moment. That will stir things up for next week. But before it arrives, this strip of cloud, which extends almost all the way from the Caribbean, is pushing to the northwest of the UK, a conveyor belt of outbreaks of rain, which affects in the northwest Highlands of Scotland. But on the eastern side of it, where we are, that incredibly mild air pushing up. Now, as I said, Hurricane Nicole will stir things up. This is the remnants here. Not going to give us huge impacts, but it'll help to push these weather fronts, and these will burst through the barricades of the mild weather that we have got at the moment and bring us something completely different next week. Outbreaks of rain on and off, so not quite the gold of the sunshine from the weekend, but there will be some rain at times. And can I tell you, Nag and Charlie, it's so true, it will feel like November again.
You are so good. You're so good. For anyone who didn't quite catch it, what was it? Through the barricades?
Through the barricades, gold, and a bit of true in there.
True.
How can you follow that?
Well, I can't. You're too good.
It is unusually mild, isn't it?
It is. I suppose good news is, if you are out there, it is mild, but it's also dry as well. But ridiculously mild for this stage in November. Let me just show you how warm it is compared to what it should be. Very good morning to you. Not a bad start, though, to go with it in some areas. Sunshine coming up here on the east coast of England. Now, this stage in November, these are the sort of temperatures we'd normally expect on a November morning. Mid-November, that is. But just take a look at what it's like out there at the moment. Elgin should be 3. We're up to 17. Similar sort of temperatures in parts of Northern Ireland as well. And much of England and Wales around 15 or 16 degrees right now. There is a bit of a breeze tempering things. And if you're in the northwest of Scotland, there's also a fair bit of rain.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the studio here, Matt, you're paying close attention there. I mean, it's a subject you've been looking at closely over time as well.
Indeed, and all the stats are there. Everything around us, we're starting to see the impacts from that. This year, of course, we had our first 40-degree day. We've broken more heat records than we have cold records. And even last night, we may potentially have had our warmest November night in Scotland and Northern Ireland, which we'll find out very shortly.
It's quite frightening, isn't it?
Exceptionally mild out there this morning. That's the main story, I think, for the vast majority. There are a few breaks in the cloud. There will be a bit of sunshine to go with it. But, as I said, it will be a very, very mild day all in all.